not going anywhere, and then I come back under. Yeah, and then it's like, that's what it'll look like when you're done, and then you just talk it up. Hi, how are you? How are you? Hi. Okay, so I'm going to get the anxious one busy first. What we're going to do is I'm going to use 2 cones, and I'm going to give everybody their own cone to practice on. But what we're going to do and hope to do by the end is be able to stand right here and figure 8 our horses by command without moving our feet. Okay, so I'm going to teach everybody the elements to that. I'm going to show your horse how to do it, and maybe I'll have Jasmine come in and hold your horse for you, and I might even do a little simulation with you, me pretending to be your horse. Okay? This way we can see that sometimes we feel like we're doing something, and we find out that we're not, and I can give you verbal feedback where your horse can't. So, I'm going to get a little nervous guy here busy, and I'm going to show everybody kind of what we're going to try to do with our own cone. So I'm going to just take him from you to help you out a little bit. Come here, cuteness. You are okay. I know, I'm going to give you something to think about. I bet you're super smart. Come here. So you can come with me, though. Okay. Sorry. Ooh, you're okay. You're okay. Do you know all of them? No, you're okay. So, what I need to teach him is I need to teach him how to back up. So I'm going to ask him to back up. He doesn't know it, but we're going to see what we can get out of it. I'm going to teach him to follow that feel. And as soon as he leans backwards, I'm going to let him know he did the right thing. I'm going to ask him to back up again. As soon as he leans backwards, I'm going to let him know he did the right thing. I'm going to ask him to back up again. I'm going to ask him to back up again. This time, because I have a feeling that he can do things really sharp, instead of being really obnoxious with the rope here, I'm just going to say, hey, how about you back up? Now I'm going to tell him what a great job he did. So in a minute, he's going to not want to take his eyes off of me. Good job. Good job. So that's the first element that we're going to need them to understand. What we guys have the cones for is to practice seeing if you can get your horse to back past the cone. And the other reason you have the cone is because you're going to have your horse learn to go to the left and to the right, because that's also an element of this particular exercise. So I'm going to tell him, since Sonny's standing there, I'm going to tell him to go that way. It seems logical to tell your horse to go that way, but actually to a horse it's not. So I'm going to actually point back to my truck, and it's a suggestion. And then I'm going to put my focus on his shoulder. I'm going to wait. He's thinking it all through. He's very happy to do this. He just is wondering, what am I supposed to do? Good. And then I'm going to tell him he did a good job. This is a very unconfident horse, so he needs you to tell him what a great job he's doing. He's also a little bit of a bully, because did you see how from that nice reward he got, he said, oh yeah, and he got a little stallion-like with me. So he's got kind of a complex conversation with me. So I'm going to remind him that I'm the boss. That's all a question. He's asking me a question. I'm going to say, how about I tell you to go that way? And how about you follow your nose? So now his nose is the wrong way. I'm going to wait. The only time that I'm going to do anything else is I might bump his nose if he gets the wrong answer, or if he stays too long thinking the wrong answer. So I might say, hey, talking to you. How about talking to you? How about, yeah. Now I'm going to wait for his nose to turn that way, and his neck to turn that way, and then his feet should follow. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to let him figure out how to move away from this pressure. So I'm going to allow that rope to get a little bit longer. I'm going to tap him on the shoulder. I'm going to ask him to step away from this feel. Me not doing anything now is exactly what he needs. He needs me to say, how about you do that? And there's a reward for it. How about you do that? And I will reward you for doing it by not bothering you anymore. So, he stalled out. He stopped thinking. Now he's thinking again. Good job. So, now I'm going to tell him what a good job he did because of his lack of confidence. So that is actually threatening, but he doesn't know how to back it up. So now the licking and chewing is his way of telling me that something made sense. Doesn't necessarily mean that he totally registered what I'm doing, but it means that something made sense. So now I'm going to go ahead and tell him again. I'm going to bump his nose maybe to say, hey, we are talking about this. Yep. I'm going to bump his nose and say, hey, we are talking about this. And I'm going to let him think it through now. He's ready to think it through. Yes. So I use a lot of yeps and nopes to kind of help them do the hot or colder game. Nope. Nope. Yep. Yep. Now I'm going to give him a little incentive to go away from that. Say, wait, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And then quickly tell him which way I do want him to go. You right? Yep. Yep. You got it. Good. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. You're okay. You're okay. The reason I didn't, though, did you see how he approached me? I think you should be doing this for me. So I'm not going to do something for him when he comes to me that way. If he had come to me head on, ears forward, I would have been happy to. He came at me with his neck and his ears were not in a polite position. I'm going to go ahead and back him up and give him a chance to ask me politely for some recognition. Back, back, yep, back, yep. Now if he puts both ears on me, I'm going to reach out and touch him. Good. So now he needs to understand how to go the other way. Horses do not go, boy, there you go. Horses don't learn out of each eye at the same time. You have to teach them out of each eye as if they never learned it. It's like, this is one horse and that's another horse. So I'm going to now tell him to go that way, which he's going to be likely to want to do because his buddies, in his mind, his buddies are over there. So this is evasion, so I'm going to put a little energy out here. Then I'm just going to tell him to turn his nose. I'm going to tell him to turn his neck. Good job. If he asks me a question, I'm going to come over and approach him. If he starts pawing, it's going to be his way of telling me that this is really intense for me. So I'm going to tell him, turn your nose, turn your neck, and now follow your feet. Follow your nose. Good job. You are okay. You are okay. You are okay. Yes. That's much more polite. You're not sure you want to do it yet, though? That's okay. It's okay. You're okay. Good boy. So I'm going to ask him to back up. Because now, the next element that I need him to understand, back away from me, back away from me. You're okay. A back up true is straight. Good. So all the other types of backups that he was doing did not get